I would sum it up by saying the only way we're going to end this losing streak is if we find a way to play some defense. I mean, 120 points, 63 from the field, 49 from three, 48 in our paint. I think our guys are playing hard, Chris. I really do. And I understand that we're undermanned. But the reality is, in the last 6 games now, I know for a fact we're the 30th ranked defense in the NBA. And that is a far cry from the defense that we started the year off playing. And that's why I think Nikola might be Defensive Player of the Year from that alone. But we just have to be better on that end, man. Like the way we're built, without Nikola, without Michael, without Jamal, without PJ, without Bones, we can't outscore teams. Like, we're not going to go into anybody's building, especially on this upcoming 7-game road trip. We're not going to blow anybody out. We're just not built that way right now. So what has to change is continue to play hard and compete and fight, but we got to get stops. I mean, to give up 120 on 63%, you're not going to win many games like that.
Well, I wonder how much of that is just you lost some good defensive individuals as well, versus anything that the team can do better, the players that are playing right now.
Oh, there's no doubt that some of the guys that are out help our defense, but if I didn't think the players that are healthy and available could play better defense, I wouldn't ask it of them. But I know they can. It's my job to demand it, and more importantly, it's my job to help them. We are not defending the way we need to. That's not on anybody except me, and I got to help our players, because if we continue to be the 30th ranked defense, this losing streak could go for a really long time. And so I hope as we pack for this 14-day journey, odyssey, whatever you want to call it, that we pack some defense. And we understand that the only way we're going to get out of this is not by outscoring anybody. It can't be on the offensive end. It has to be on the defensive end. And even earlier in the year, and you guys all know it, we were not scoring high points. We weren't making a lot of shots. Our offense was in the 20s, but we were winning games because we had the number 2 defense. Now we're still struggling to make shots, and our defense has just vanished. So we have to somehow bring it back.
You talk regularly about points in the paint to our opponents and how that correlates with your winning. What changed tonight that it did not go as well as that 48 points in the paint? And how can you fix that going forward?
Well, that's the disappointing thing about tonight, is that they hurt us everywhere. If you give up 16 threes and you give up 48 in the paint, sometimes we're going to take this away. But we gave up everything. And that's really hard to win a game against, oh, by the way, the defending world champions. So I think we got caught in some one-on-one situations, and I felt it was way too easy for them at times. Didn't kind of see enough fight, toughness. Somebody's going to score on me, I'm going to make you feel me. And sometimes tonight I thought it was a little bit too easy. Obviously, Giannis is a very tough cover. He puts so much pressure on your paint and on your rim. But I'll have to watch the film, TJ, to have a much better answer. But we must be better.
What does Shenshari Faku show you off the bench? Does that maybe change any rotation thoughts as you get ready to go on the Odyssey and have to look at everything?
Yeah, well, I mean, when you've lost 6 in a row, I think you should be looking at everything, right? It's we're down so many guys. What Faku continues to show me is just a ball of energy, a guy that competes every second he's on the floor. And I think what really impresses me about Faku is the pace in which he plays with, his ability to get downhill and attack. I mean, he had 16 points and had some hell of a plays tonight. Vlatko, obviously he was out most of the season with an injury. We sent him to the G League for a game, had him come back and meet us. And Vlatko is just a really high IQ player, knows how to play the game. You trust him out there. He's going to compete. So, those guys, and even that group that closed the game, and I just told them, made this announcement to our team, the group that closed the game, Marcus, Vlatko, Bo, Zeke, and Peter, I loved how they played. I know the game was over and probably had nothing, but I've seen countless times end of games when those guys go in, it is some of the worst basketball you ever see. What I liked about those guys tonight, Vlatko, Marcus, all those guys, was that they played the game the right way. And it was nice to watch us kind of finish the way we did. We got so many guys out, everybody's going to get an opportunity to play. So be ready and take advantage of the opportunity.
Going back to Blanco, it looked like he might have popped his finger out or something happened there. What was your vantage point of that, and do you have any update on where he is feeling right now?
Oh, he's fine, man. That happens to everybody. But the funny thing about it was they're inbounding the ball, and all of a sudden Vlatko's walking across the court holding his hand to me. What the hell do you want me to do? I said, let the ball get in bounds, take a foul, and then we can figure it out. But yeah, Dan Sheminsky, who's trainer extraordinaire, popped it back in, and Vlatko will live to fight another day.
What did you like from Zeke Najee's effort tonight after coming in off of an injury?
Yeah, I think every time Zeke's been given a chance to play this year, it's been a positive. He's another guy that you never have to question, is Zeke Najee going to play hard? It's in his DNA. That's who that young man is. And he goes out there and just gives you a tremendous effort. He can make a shot. He can defend multiple positions. He can rebound. You always have to find a silver lining. And so while we have all these injuries, it's kind of neat to see some of these guys get a chance to play that maybe wouldn't get a chance to play when we're fully healthy. Those guys work their butts off. So when they get a chance to go out there and have some success, you feel really happy for them because, being in the NBA is great, but not playing is hard. And those guys are getting a chance right now, and I'm happy for them.
When you look at a team like Milwaukee with Drew, Chris, and Giannis, what's the decision-making process like when you're kind of figuring out who you want Aaron to start on it?
Yeah, well, obviously, if Jeff didn't start on Giannis, that's going to put him on a small. So the thought process was let Jeff start on him, put obviously Aaron on Drew Holiday, knowing that the Drew Holiday, Giannis pick and rolls, we could switch and kind of, kill that a little bit. Knowing as the game went along, we have a depth chart on great players. If Jeff's starting on him, we know Aaron is number 2 on our depth chart to take him. After Aaron, we can have maybe Zeke Naji, we could have a Vlatko. So you can't guard a great player with one person. But it's just trying to, Will's done a good job of Middleton in the past. Let Monte fly around and bother Grayson Allen. So every game is a little bit different, but kind of looking at who we are, who they are, and how they rotate off the bench as well. So we can kind of match that. But there's certainly not an exact science there. It's just a game by game, what we think is best.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
All right. You guys come to Miami?
I'll be in
No,
All right.
fortunately not.
Singer will be waiting.
Yeah. All right.
Enjoy the sunshine. Bye, Coach. Be safe.